The unnamed student fell out of a moving taxi going home after a drunken night in Hanley. I spoke to Staffordshire University's resident policeman about the problems of alcohol-fueled student nights out.
Student nights aren't generically too bad. Most students are sort of law-abiding citizens, although obviously for a lot of people it's the first time away from home, so they can go on a bit of a wild streak, certainly probably in the first year. We don't have any more trouble on a student night than we would on any other normal night. We do have a tendency to have clashes between sort of students and local people from time to time. Then obviously just issues through drunkenness, which this would appear from face value to be. You know, it's an incident that's happened that wouldn't have happened had everyone been sober, I expect. Yeah, we've had all sorts of incidents at the university. Again, it's mainly surrounding sort of drunkenness, and I think it's quite difficult because what certainly students need to understand is that sort of drunkenness isn't a defence for any sort of behaviour. Any courts and things like that don't accept drunkenness as an excuse for the kind of behaviour that we've seen sometimes. We do get problems, sort of minor damage, certainly when the Leak Road venue closes, people having cars damaged, and it's generally walking over them, breaking aerials off, mirrors off, which people seem to think is funny at the time. However, if you're a local resident and get things like done regularly to your car, the sense of humour kind of goes out of it after the first few times, and you've got to start paying for all this damage. So yeah, we do see issues. Most of them are, due to drunkenness, and I think it's students have got to take responsibility for their actions, really, whether they're drunk or whether they're sober, and that's just it isn't one big campus, Stoke-on-Trent isn't for students to play in. They are adults and they've got to start sort of having the responsibility for dealing with that, really. Yeah, what I would say is try, I don't know, what can I say, people here are sort of 19, 20, 21 and older. I don't think it's down for the police to sort of tell people how they should behave. People should know by then how to behave. I think the problem being is some people have got the sort of holiday mentality when they're at university, as though they're going to Ibiza or something. And Stoke-on-Trent's far from Ibiza, however, you do see that same mentality, certainly on particularly student nights or a Friday and Saturday night in Hanley. And it's not just students, it's, young people tend to have that mentality. So it's just about, people trying to be a bit more responsible for their actions and their behaviour, really. Unless they suffer the consequences. Tragically, this lad's got a serious injury, but when we talk about the criminal side of it, they will be held responsible for their actions, really, and drunkenness won't be accepted as a defence. We do work quite closely with all three partners, to be honest, the police, the university and the union. And certainly with the student union being a licensee around here, we do work quite closely that, we monitor the situation. We tend not to have things like, happy hours and things like that. Just really to try and raise that responsibility, really, around drinking on site.
Gary Kirk for StaffsLive.